Historic call from Devlet Bahçeli. Let the terrorist leader speak at the DEM Group. MHP Chairman Devlet Bahçeli. If the isolation of the terrorist leader is lifted, let him come out and speak at his party's group meeting in the Turkish Grand National Assembly and openly declare that he has ended terrorism. MHP Chairman Devlet Bahçeli made important statements regarding the agenda at his party's group meeting. Bahçeli, who made historical statements within the scope of the new solution process, discussions that started after he shook hands with DEM deputies at the opening meeting of the Turkish Grand National Assembly, said that they were ready to make any sacrifice to solve the terror problem. Bahçeli, who called on the separatist leader, Abdullah Öcalan, to declare the dissolution of the PKK terrorist organization in the Turkish Grand National Assembly, spoke as follows. The hand I extended to DEM has been discussed for days. The gossip market is breaking records. Everyone who comes to them makes an assessment according to their own disposition. Even though I have clearly explained my views and thoughts, some people still do not sit still. As you know, many claims and expressions have come to the agenda, including those who claim that a new solution process is being cooked up. Turkey does and should not need a new solution process, but rather working on common sense, honest and sincere steps, staying close to external impositions, and further strengthening the thousand-year-old brotherhood. Turkey's problem is not the Kurds, but the separatist terrorist organization. It is of course mandatory to solve the problem of my Kurdish brothers. However, referring to a solution based on collective identity and ethnicity is a grave danger. No Kurdish brother living in this country can be shown as a problem. Saying there is a Kurdish problem is the common propaganda of lies and those who expect destruction. The Republic of Turkey has never condescended to an assimilation policy. It is difficult to reach the level of prosperity without excluding weapons. For terrorists, violence is not a goal, but a tool. Intimidating society is the sole priority. We can list the common experiences gained in the fight against terrorism as follows. 1. Just as armed struggle alone can almost never end terrorism, there is also never a solution to terrorism without weapons. No compromise, no step back will satisfy the terrorist. 2. There are very serious differences between the real world and the bloody life of the terrorist, as the conflicts between the terrorists' experiences and acceptances and the real events become more concrete, the terrorists' resistance will be broken. 3. Being influential on individual terrorists and explaining that there is no end to treason will accelerate the disintegration of the organization. Accepting the demands of the terrorist organization does not mean bowing down to the threat. However, just as it is wrong to show that society bows down in the face of weapons and violence, it is equally wrong to refrain from taking democratic steps. Terrorism does not get you anywhere. Turkey will never consent to separatist terrorism. Negotiation impositions will not work. While fighting relentlessly against terrorism on the one hand, the most sensible option is to implement democratic reforms. The only way out for the terrorist organization is to immediately end terrorist acts without any preconditions. For all terrorists to come down from the mountains with their weapons and surrender to the state, and for them to serve their sentences by accepting the verdict of Turkish justice. It is possible and even mandatory for every issue to be addressed and resolved in the Grand National Assembly of Turkey. If everyone is in agreement on a politics without terrorism, a country without terrorism, and a future without terrorism, then we are ready to do more than just shoulder the burden. We are ready to do our part. The terrorist leader who says, "I am ready for any kind of service," should come and unilaterally declare that terrorism is over and his organization will be liquidated. I am calling out to those who say that nothing will happen if the terrorist leader is not involved. If the terrorist leader's isolation is lifted, let him come and speak at the DEM party group meeting in the Turkish Grand National Assembly. Let him shout that terrorism is completely over and the Organization has been disbanded. If he shows this determination and steadfastness, the way should be wide open for the legal arrangement to be made and for him to benefit from it. Not Candle, not Edirne. Let the address extend from Imrali to DEM. Let the terrorism problem be completely removed from the country's agenda. Let's challenge him. We are up for it.